Hello, welcome back to Blender Switch LiveNoding. In this episode, I want to show you how to create this inside Blender. Basically, like a kind of like a marbles or whatever, maybe heart-shaped marbles arranged in the shape of heart, placed on the floor. Yeah, this is like a beautiful rendered by AI. But yeah, I want to show you how you can do it in Blender. So this is one example. So the idea is really uh, for you to be able to maybe like draw a letter if you are, and then make it drop on the floor, and then when it drops on the floor it's become heart shapes, but that's a little bit tricky. So I'll show it to you the one way to do it anyway. So let's say we start from the top view, and I will just use a curve. Shift A, create a curve, any curve, Bezier, go to edit mode, hit tab, delete everything, and draw. Okay, so we're gonna draw it from the top view. You can write a message, but I'm just gonna draw like a heart shape for now. Okay, it is not closed, you can make it close, but let's save this anyway. Save heart drop. So this is we're gonna be using geometry nodes, and we're gonna drop it to the floor using dynamics physics. Okay, so the heart shapes we can close. First of all, we need to close it. So cyclic, set spline to cyclic, so it's closed. Okay, we get that twist sometimes. I guess that's okay for now. Resample curve, so we can resample, and then we can resample again. Okay, so and we're gonna drop this into the floor, right? First of all, I will set position randomize using random vector. Okay, random value needs to be vector. Plug this into the offset between -1 and 1, but maybe multiply this with a value. Okay, it's something like that. This is one way you can do it, and then you just instance on points some icosphere. For the icosphere objects, you can randomize the size if you want to, but we got this, and we are ready to drop it down. Maybe set position of the curve. First of all, set the position of the curve, lift it up so it has some space, and we're gonna drop it down. And I want to show you the process anyway. So add a cube, this is gonna be the floor, right? And then for the dynamic, I'm using this, remember this, place, transform pro, and dynamic place. That's the place helper add-on. Yeah, you can also use dynamic physics, but yeah, let's just do it. Okay, this is geometry nodes, right? If you can see here in under modifier is geometry nodes. If you right click and then convert to mesh, it's become, oh, it disappear. Oh, okay, we need to realize the instance first. Now it's correct. Right click, convert to mesh, it's become a single object. If you F3 separate by loose part, it's become separate objects. Right click again, set origin to geometry, center pivot. Now you can dynamic place and simply drop it. Oops. Okay, it's gonna explode because they are kind of overlapping. You can try do it slowly, but if it's overlapping, it's gonna explode, so your heart is broken. But instead of doing it that way, let's try go back to this original setup. file, save as. Always save the blend files before you do anything. If you want to do it a little bit better, okay, this is the curve, set spline to cyclic, resample curve again, resample curve here. Let's do it this way. Curve 2 points, right? And point to volume, volume to mesh. Do it this way. And use, instead of using grid, use this one, point to volume. Let me check if I'm doing it correctly. This one, count length. Let's try length. Actually, count. Let me check this first. Volume to mesh. Voxel size. So we want to have volume. And based on this volume, hopefully it's still like a heart shape. Okay. And we want to distribute points inside volume. Actually, we don't need volume to mesh. Distribute points in volume as a grid. And that's the grid. So now this makes sure they're not overlapping. Actually, that's one way to do it. And then we just output the result like before. Maybe at this point we don't need to randomize it too much. Randomize it a little bit. Set the radius so they're not overlapping. And we just need to drop it. So volume. This is one of the setup I think that I could think of at the moment. You can randomize the radius. So right click, convert to mesh, F3, separate loose part. This step needs to be automated. Set origin to geometry. You can use Python for that. And in fact, okay, there you go. Okay, when you drop it, it's a little bit high, right, on the floor. You can drop it a little bit and then stop and drop it again and drop it again. I think that's the advantage of the place. So I guess that's kind of like a heart shape. Yeah, but you got the idea, right? It's the whole process that's matter. Let's undo the whole thing. Save file, save as. It's the thoughts that matter. If you want to make this kind of message. Okay, instead of icosphere, let's try cube. I mean, a stack of cube also kind of okay, right? Imagine in the future, if you want to do this, convert to mesh, set origin, separate, F3, separate mesh by loose parts, convert to set origin to geometry, and then you drop it. Imagine in the future you want to do this using whatever method. Maybe you are using some kind of VR glasses, and you know, like you're drawing it in 3D space, and then you want to magically turn those into shape, you know, like message. I think this is like one way to do it. It's almost like trying to control the drone, but using some kind of influence in a, you know, like a point clouds that you can draw. I think that's one of the idea. But you can actually command the AI, okay, hey, I want to draw this message on the space or on the floor, right? You can just ask AI to do it, but you want to do it in a way that's kind of dynamic and interactive, and it's and hopefully it's rendered beautifully like this. You know, it's just an idea. the idea, like at the moment, of course, in reality, you cannot make objects to fly and turn into a message, but at least in 3D, you can do that. There, you see? By using this tool, you can collect all these objects together. You can drag it up and drag it down. Okay, so that's the whole process anyway. So this is the hard drop shape. You can hit tab, delete everything, and type in your message, hi. Is it already lifted? Yep. Right click, convert to mesh, F3, separate by a loose part, right click again, set origin to geometry, drop it again. Yeah, that's simple. I like it this way because it's we have a bit of control, right? Using this place helper add-on. It's dynamic. I know it's using Blender Dynamic as well. It is pretty fast. In fact, you can control here, like make the active objects like a box shape, and then the mesh, yeah, collision mesh. It's gonna be faster. You can lift it up, drop it again. Okay, and in fact, you can actually bake animations. So drop it, bang. Now it's become animation, right? It is an animations. You can reverse it because each one of them has animations, and you have message, and you can export it as AR, maybe with instance. That's basically the whole process. Hopefully you find this useful. Yeah, it's if you have drawn on the floor and then you bring it up and then reverse it, it's become a message. That's the whole idea. Hopefully you find it useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.